So the examples from section 11.1. The first question asks me to find the measure of arc BF. BF is from here to here. The central angle at BF is 100 degrees. Then it asks me to find the length of CE. So CE goes from, oops, I'm going to do the short way around because I only have two letters, so that assumes I'm going the short way around the circle. So CE would be from here to here, and the measure of CE would be 72, whatever this part is. So I'm going to call that X so I can figure out what that is. And I know that all the way around the circle would be 360. So I'm going to add 100 plus 58 plus 72 plus another 58. And when I add that together, I get 288. And I'm going to do 360 minus 288 to figure out what that is. And I got 72. So CE, this is 72 right here. CE is going to be 72 plus 72 to make up that arc. So it'd be 144. And then CBE, now I have three letters. So now it's telling me to go the long way around the circle. So I'm going from C through B to E. So I'm going the long way around the circle. One way I could solve this problem is I could do 360 minus 144, because the minor arc is 144 and the major arc is the rest of the circle. So that's one way I could solve this problem. That's probably the fastest way. The other way I could solve this problem is I could do 58 plus 100 plus another 58. Either way, my answer should be 216. And then the last question asks me what the measure of DE is. DE is just this minor arc here, so that one is 72. Letter E says the radius of the circle is 6 centimeters. Find the length of BF. Well, the central angle is 100, and the radius is 6, so the length is going to be 100 over 180 times 12 pi. Nope, times 6 pi. So I'm using that reduced form of the arc length formula, which is theta over 180 times pi times the radius. I can divide 6 into 180 and I get 100 divided by 30 pi. I can divide both 100 and 30 by 10, so I get 10 over 3 pi. I'm happy with leaving the answer as that, 10 over 3 pi. The units would be centimeters because I have a radius in 6 centimeters. I could also grab a calculator and have that as a decimal. It wouldn't be wrong. Okay, moving on to the second example. Measure A is the measure of UPT. So UPT would be this measure, and I don't know what that measure is, but I do know that all the way around the circle should be 360 degrees. So I'm going to do 86 plus 60 plus 154, and that gives me 300. And then I have these two angles which are congruent that make up the rest of the circle. So 360 minus 300 would be 60. And I have two angles that are the same size that make up that 60. So 60 divided by 2 would be 30. That means UPT is 30 degrees. QRS is an arc. We're going from Q through R to S. So we're doing this major arc. And there are two angles that I'm going to add together to get my total for that one. I'm going to add 154 plus 60. Oops. And I get 214. So QRS is 214 degrees. QS, which would be the minor arc, QS means I'm going to go the short way around the circle from Q to S. And for that one, I can do 360 minus the major arc, or I could do 86 plus 60, and either way, I'll get 146 for that minor arc. Okay, last question. The diameter of the circle is 8 centimeters. Find the length of UT. So that means that the radius is 4 centimeters. UT is, theta would be 30. So I'm going to do 30 over 180 times pi times r. And then I can do 4 into, actually I can reduce 30 and 180. First I can cancel the zeros. 3 over 18 would be 1/6 times 4 pi, and I can reduce the 6 and the 4, so I can make this 2 and 3. So it's going to be 2 over 3 pi. And then this is a length, so the units would be centimeters. Okay, the last question. AB is the diameter of the circle. AB goes all the way across and through the center. That means that this angle is 180 degrees because AB is a straight line segment. AB is also equal to 12 centimeters. Find the measure of arc AC. Well, if I want to go from A to C, that would be this minor arc. And that minor arc plus the arc from B to C would make a straight line. So together, those two, 2x plus x, which is 3x, has to equal 180 degrees, which means x is 60. So this would be a 60-degree angle, which means that that arc would also measure 60 degrees. Find the length of AC. So for this one, I know that my central angle is 60, and I know that my radius is, well, the diameter is 12, so the radius is 6. And so if I do my arc length formula, it's going to be 60 over 180 times 6 times pi. I can divide 60 by 180 and I get 1/3 times 6 pi. I can do 1/3 of 6, that's 2 pi. So the length of AC is 2 pi.